Hey future millionaires and budget babes, it's your girl Kerri and welcome to my money tree. Here we learn how to master our money through completing budgeting, savings challenges, cash stuffing, and having motivational money chats. If this sounds like a vibe to you, please hit that subscribe button, join the family so we can grow together. So today we're going to close out our second pay period for the month of September and complete the monthly overview. But before we get into that, I have a special announcement. So we have reached our 200 subscriber milestone. Yay! Thank you all so much for the love and support on this channel. Our community is growing and I'm so excited. So to show my gratitude for all of you, I have created this Rich Witch Savings Challenge for you all to be able to download. The link will be in the description down below so that you can download your own. And this is in lieu of Halloween that is only a month away. We have our Rich Witch theme. So each little hat is worth $10 and again you can save $200. So thank you all. I hope you guys enjoy this savings challenge. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. We're going to close out this second pay period and we are also going to complete the monthly overview for September so that that is done. So here's my second pay period budget breakdown, and I am paid bi-weekly. So for each month, there is typically only 2 pay periods that I complete, and I am on a variable income, so it is super important to close these pay periods out just to make sure that my numbers were correct that I estimated for, and so that everything runs smoothly when I move forward to the following month. So I also created this little index card with the different steps that I take to help me stay focused on what I need to look for to move to the next step so that I don't forget anything. Feel free to screenshot this or write these steps down for yourself if you find that you also struggle with closing out your budgets, or if you just like the layout of it. So first I check my income deposits. So although I just began last pay period cash stuffing my wallet with real cash, all of my other bills and sinking funds, I don't use real cash, I use prop money, and that's because I am a very visual person. I like to see the actual amount that's going in, but everything else is digital. So that's why it's important for me to go into my accounts to see what was actually deposited and also what bills came out. So I check my income deposits, and when I created this bi-weekly budget, I had already received my pay. So the actual amount is what the budgeted amount was, which was $807.30. And then my side hustle, I estimated $120, but the actual amount was $100. So I just went in the red and wrote in what the true numbers were. So you will see I also received a $615 bonus plus a $212 gas reimbursement bonus. So initially I budgeted $927.30 for my income, but the actual number was $1,754.30. So awesome. I'm so grateful that when I have extra cash to be able to put towards my sinking funds or savings, because I am starting everything out from zero, and it's really important for me to have some kind of a savings fund and just some kind of money in general, you know, set aside. So I'm so grateful for that. So with these extra bonus amounts, I was able to add an additional $100 to my emergency sinking fund, as well as an additional $500 to my Christmas fund. So in total for my sinking funds was $166 for emergency and $700 for Christmas. And my 52-week challenge was just $24. So the income, check that off, good to go. So then we go ahead in and we check our bills, which are also known as my fixed expenses, to make sure they were paid. So we go ahead over here, and these are the bills such as my mortgage, life insurance, cell phone payments, things of that. So I went in, checked off each one that was paid, but I did make a little note here. I checked off water bill because last month a little issue had come up, which is why I don't have it on auto pay. I have it on manual pay. My water bill was double what the typical amount was. So this month it was actually $0. I don't know what happened. There was some kind of glitch or something in their system because they made me pay double last month, and then this month I owed nothing. So this was like an extra $30 that I'm going to put in towards the income amount that I have. And then also my credit cards as well is not a fixed expense, but I add this in my expense list. So I had Affirm came out in Capital One. Old Navy is a manual pay, and I did not pay that. I have to get on that. So that's still in there. That extra, that $100. So now I know that, so I have to pay that. So bills and expenses paid, done. Then we go to my total daily spending tracker amounts. So over here is my daily spending tracker. And again, I have, I stuffed cash in my wallets, so I still like to just keep track of my spending tracker so that I can get a better understanding of where I'm spending and how much, because again, I am new to this budgeting system, and I'm still trying to get a feel for how much I need to add to each category. So you will see later on that I go over my beauty budgeting a little more than I would like, so next month I have to add a little more to that category. And for home supplies, I was actually under budget, so I maybe don't have to add as much to that category next month. So this helps me stay on track. So I just add the dates, the category of what I spent money on, and the amount. And then just before the video, I went in and I highlighted the different categories that I have for my variable expenses. So for example, food was done in orange, business loan was in yellow, beauty was in pink, and my kids were in green. Now these numbers that you don't see highlighted at all were actually my gas expenses that I use on a separate credit card. I use that to leverage my credit as well as to keep track the amount that I'm spending on gas, because that is the amount that I am reimbursed from work for my gas expenses. So technically these aren't a bill, although I have to put the money out. I just use my gas reimbursement money to pay that back. And you'll see here my actual gas reimbursement money was $449.21. But the total amount I spent on gas was $237.60. So that's where this leftover $212 came from, which was unexpected. So that is just money that I get to keep because my gas was paid. So we went ahead and added these all up. So then I add what these totals are. So for home supplies, I spent nothing this pay period. Pets, I spent nothing. Beauty, 17. A one-time bill, nothing. Kids, 45. And food, 76. I also added this new expense category, which is business loan. I just started my new business, so I do have expenses that I am putting out. And these are loans that I am loaning to my business for the startup that I will be paid back when my business starts generating income. So I have to keep track of that as well. So I added them all up, and that amount is $275.01. So now that, so in order to close out my monthly overview for the month of September, I go in and I add to this second column what we just spent on all of these categories. So this was the first pay period, how much I spent for home supplies, and then how much I spent this pay period. So I added all these numbers up, and then I subtracted what was spent versus what I budgeted. So for example, home supplies, I budgeted for the month $160. The first pay period I spent $34. The second pay period I spent nothing. So there's $123 or $126 rollover that will go towards next month. So I did this for every category. Pets, there was an extra $22. Now you'll see beauty, I was actually negative $131. So I went way over budget for that, as well as food. I went over $155, but over my budget. So in order to find out the true rollover number, I added up all of the amounts that I still had money left in, and then I subtracted the amounts that I was over budget, and that leaves me with $64 left over. And this will be added to my October pay period. So for my income source, I wrote rollover and $64. So that number, that's where that goes. So we checked our total daily spending, and then now we go in to see that the amount in, I put my checking account, but it's not. The amount in all of my accounts should be accurate. So I will show you what I mean. So I have a separate account for my savings and sinking funds. So I just make sure that the money I transfer the money over for each of these sinking funds, and that everything is good to go in that account. I don't use that account, but I just like to check on it. And then I also check my credit card amounts, again, to make sure that the numbers are adding up for what I was spending versus what I paid, just to make sure everything is in alignment with that. And I also go ahead and, so what I do is I add my, so I write my income, $1,754.30. So what I do is I add up the total amount for all of my bills and expenses and credit card payments, which was $551.81 minus the $30.52 and minus the $100 for Old Navy, because I didn't pay either of them. So $551.81 minus $30.52 minus $100 is $421.29. I don't know why I got that number. So $421.29, and then I add up the amounts for my sinking funds and savings. So that was 166 plus 700 plus 24 plus 140. That's $1,030. And I also add in my rollover for my variable expenses, which was $64. So that's $1,094. So let's subtract this and see. 1754.30 minus 421.29 minus 1,094 is $239.01. So this is the amount that should be in my checking account. And then I just see if there's any rollover. And again, there was the $64 rollover from my variable expense account. And then also we have the $239. So let's add that. So $303.01 is my complete rollover. So I have to change this. So $303.01. And now with this rollover amount, I'm able to either add that to a savings or a sinking fund account, or I can put that towards my one-time expense bill, which is like kind of like my buffer, because if an expense doesn't come up, then I just use that as a buffer. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that $303 yet. I will let you know when I complete my October monthly overview and the first pay period breakdown. So stay tuned for that. That will be my next video. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, guys. Thank you all so much for all the love and support. And again, don't forget to download your Rich Witch Savings Challenge. Have a good day, guys. Bye.